Welcome to Nike EYBL Scholastic at the Western Maryland Classic on League Ready TV. We're live from Garrett College in McHenry, Maryland for high school hoops, as today's matchup features a pair of Nike EYBL Scholastic teams. As Veritas Training Academy, the Titans will take on the Legacy Early College Lions. I'm Luke Wiggs, Daniel Woods alongside. And Daniel, we had a marquee first matchup between Brewster and Bishop O'Connell, with Brewster getting the win, and we're expecting a lot from these two teams as well.
We've already had 32 minutes of great basketball today. Came right down to the wire, had a little controversy down the stretch of that first game, and we're only expecting things to get better as the weekend goes on at the Western Maryland Classic.
Starting lineups being announced for both teams. For Veritas Training Academy, their starters on the floor right now. It is Zion Paleo to get the start, along with Aram Soki, a heavy international flavor on this team. Samuel Mena, as well as Pablo Samari and Andrew Nagy, all rounds out that starting five for their coach, George Zidane. And as we mentioned, a pretty significant international flavor for this team.
You're right, Luke. Several countries represented just in the starting lineup alone. Pelea from California originally, but you expand beyond that. Soki from Mexico, Gamau from the Philippines. It really is an internationally flavored team.
And the starting lineups for Legacy Early College, the Lions will send out Adrian Shackleton, Travell Bryson, TJ Copeland, Destin Christian, and Kylan King. TJ Copeland is the name to watch for the Lions.
You're absolutely right. TJ Copeland, 6'9", 240, and we saw him in warm-ups. Just cuts an imposing figure in the lane, looking at some power conference offers from Texas A&M, Seton Hall, St. John's, and Creighton, along with some other mid and low major teams that are in on TJ Copeland.
And that's a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Nike. So it's the Veritas Titans wearing the whites today, and it is the gray uniforms. Interesting combination here for Legacy. Gray tops with gold and, what is that, purple? A little colorblind today, Daniel.
It is purple.
Accents on the shorts.
Some LSU-esque color scheme here, you could say, for Legacy Early College.
And it's Pablo Samari that's going to mix things up in the center jump circle with TJ Copeland. As the tip is up and controlled by Veritas. We're underway for our second game here at Garrett College in Maryland. Zion Palea is running the point for Veritas, as this is their first offensive possession. This is Mena in the corner. Back around to Aram Soki. Soki will give way to Palea up top. The California native looking to get downhill to the rim. Shot rejected, but a foul called against TJ Copeland. And a decent start for Veritas. Again, Copeland, that key player for Legacy, picks up an early foul.
And Legacy lacking in a lot of size otherwise going inside. Copeland gets the start at the 5. Gabe Grant, 6'10", on the bench. Beyond that, nobody else over 6'6" for this team. So if you can attack those two, get some early fouls, you may be in business going towards the rim as this game goes on.
Palea at the line, makes the first free throw. Offers from UMass and Long Beach State. Was at Orange Lutheran High School last season. Goes 6'1", 180 pounds. Has got the first point of this contest. And makes it 2 for 2. Now Legacy gets to touch the basketball on offense for the first time. The Palm Beach, Florida native, and Adrian Shackleton, the senior, instigates the offense. Now into the high post, now to Copeland. On a handoff to Bryson. Kicks it to the corner. Penetrating now is King. Tough shot, no good, off back rim. And the rebound is just plucked out of the air by Destin Christian. Right place, right time to King for the jam. Kylan King rocks the rim. That ties us up at 2 points apiece.
And Kylan King, originally from San Diego, taking on these California-based Titans and saying, I can get it done myself too.
Catch and shoot three. Quick answer under end from Aram Soki, the Rosarito Mexican product. Offense now Legacy. This is Bryson on the perimeter. Gets the Christian screen. Back to Christian. Thought about the pick and fade. Now he penetrates. Great find underneath. Copeland wasn't ready for it, but he picks it up and is able to score.
And that's just raw power from TJ Copeland to even get that ball to the rim. Gets hit in the face as he's going up, falling away from the basket, and he's just so strong getting that off the glass.
Nagy into the corner. This is Soki. Off the dribble handoff, takes the deep three-pointer, and he's got another one. Back-to-back triples. It's 8-4 early in favor of Veritas. The Titans hit a couple of threes, or should I say Soki hits a couple of threes. Shackleton dishes to Copeland. Steps into a 14-footer, no good. Shackleton tips the rebound up, but it's taken away by Veritas. Nagy ahead to Palaio. In transition, rejects a screen. Euro steps to the rim, and a foul called. 2 free throws incoming. And Legacy bench wanted a travel there that they're not going to get. Instead, it's a couple of free throws.
And we've seen Palaio extremely aggressive attacking the basket early in this game. His second trip to the free throw line already. And again, they keep taking it into the lane. One, that's going to create opportunities for shooters like Aram Soki to get better looks from deep, but also we talked about the potential foul trouble early for this team from Legacy Early College. Not a ton of front court depth for these guys.
Free throw good. Palaio remains perfect. And now 4 for 4. Veritas extends their lead 10-4. Shackleton gives way to Destin Christian. Now to Kylan King on the perimeter. Back up top, Shackleton. Skips a pass to the corner. King takes the left-handed three. Got it to go. Raining triples early. That cuts the deficit down to 3. Can we see an answer on the other end? Veritas resetting the offense. Palaio. Between the legs dribble. Off the screen to free up Soki. Going into the paint this time. He'll send it back out to the perimeter. Palaio. Now to Nagy. Skips a pass to the corner. This is Mena. Mena looking for that Nagy screen. Puts the ball on his left, and they're struggling to get some separation. Nagy's going to take a 3. It's good. Andrew Nagy, the senior, the Anaheim, California native. It's now 13-7. This is a Veritas team that among Nike EYBL basketball clubs is 12th in scoring, 12th out of 14. Here's a tough 2 that's up and no good by Shackleton. They average just 54 points per game, but they're shooting the ball well early. Palaio bounces it underneath the basket to Samari. Backs into the body of Copeland and puts it in for 2. Those are 2 big bodies colliding there, and Samari gets the better of it.
And the game plan pretty clear to this point so far for Veritas is that's the second foul against TJ Copeland. So we talked about potential depth issues up front for Legacy, and he's likely going to have to come out of the game here. But the game plan has been clear so far for Veritas. They're going to the rim, and they're going for the threes. They're getting looks at the rim. Palaio going to the free throw line a couple of times, and then Samari right there on the post up, able to get some points in the lane, and then Soki able to knock down some open threes along with Nagy.
That was good defense there. This is Palaio throwing the lob, and nearly a jam there by Samari, the Senegalese product. That ball knocked out of bounds. It's going the other way, and that would have really gotten this place on its feet.
And we did see our first substitution of the game, and it's not for TJ Copeland. BJ Jackson going to let his marquee player go with 2 fouls here, but Cole Hansen is onto the floor for the first time for Legacy.
Here's Christian giving way to Bryson. Bryson traveling, and the ball given back over to the Veritas Titans.
Again, the pressure from Veritas causing some problems here early for this Legacy offense.
Zion Palaio, the floor general, has dictated much of the tempo of this game. He's picked up in 3/4 court by Shackleton. Able to get around him, nearly lost the handle. Now they feed it into the high post. Samari hands it off. This is Soki, takes a deep 3. It's up, and it's no good. Rebounded by Nagy, who puts it up and in, and Nagy's got a quick 5 points. 10-point advantage for Veritas. Destin Christian between the circles. Penetrates to the rim, double team, hooks it past Copeland. Had to go through his hands, he's able to corral it. Copeland, now to Cole Hansen, who's checked into the game. Hansen, can he find some space? A contested 18-footer's no good. Rebounded again by Palaio. Across the timeline, kicks to Nagy in the corner. The big man thought about another triple. Instead, he wants to take Copeland into the post. Now back out to Palaio.
And again, Palaio, like you said before, dictating the pace, so under control with that handle and so under control in his own pace.
Soki gets some rhythm and some room there for a 15-footer. Buries that shot, and that's going to prompt the timeout. So it's Aram Soki that's got 8 points, 8 of the 19 for Veritas, and they just looked the better team early in the half court.
And again, it's just consistency of pace and consistency of opportunity so far for this Veritas team. That jumper from Soki, really the only thing we've seen them even attempt in the mid-range to this point. It's been either Paleo going to the rim, they got an opportunity on the post-up for Sumare a little while ago, and then Soki knocking down a couple of jump shots, Nagy as well. So, like I said before, the game plan is clear for Veritas. They're going to attack the rim, and they're going to use that to set up those three-point opportunities. And they've played good defense on the other end that has stopped Legacy from getting opportunities to slow this pace down.
Legacy going into their bench. Rembert and Hansen have checked in. Hansen had played the last couple of moments on the floor before the timeout. And Rembert there to run the point. Here's a ball that's poked away. Christian able to get it back. Euro steps, great footwork, lays it in for two. Here's a baseball pass down the floor. Nagy got behind the defense. He's not able to finish. Hansen knocks the ball away. It's a 10-point game with 2:40 left to play in the first quarter. Rembert, in and out dribble. Gives it back to Christian. Christian again wants to penetrate and again is able to snake his way around the defender and put it up with the left hand for two.
Tremendous footwork from Teston Christian going to the basket, just able to step around defenders, not doing anything crazy, just finding a seam to the basket.
Paleo outside to Soki. Soki, as a man falls down and an offensive foul is called. Just away from the ball, some contact there to knock down the Legacy defender and give them the basketball back.
It'll go against Sumare for a moving screen. He started his roll a little bit early as Paleo came off of that one. Again, setting the tone so far, or rather it was Soki coming off of that. You get another look at it. He turned early, kind of got an elbow out into Rembert and knocked him to the ground.
So Rembert with the basketball now. Gabe Grant's checked into the contest. Kylan King's got 5 points and the ball on the left side wing. Back up top to Christian, wants to take the triple. Got it! Destin Christian up to a quick 7 points. And that cuts the deficit down to 5 as Legacy's cut into this advantage of the Titans. Paleo off the screen, that frees up Soki, fires away again. It's no good. Offensive rebound. Valencia's come into the contest. And he wins possession for his side. Now to Kawhi Dang. Dang looking for a teammate. He finds it in Soki. 10 seconds to shoot. Soki trying to dance around for space. Ball in his left hand, uses up the dribble. Paleo, instead the ball is taken away by Hansen, races ahead and lays it in for two. As they got a little tangled up there, and Kawhi Dang was just kind of in no man's land and lost the basketball.
As quickly as Veritas grabbed control of this game, Legacy has come in and evened things right back out.
Paleo, great find inside, and a travel by Jaffet Valencia. That's Jeffet Valencia, excuse me, to give the ball back. It was a good find, and I don't think Valencia was ready for the basketball.
And before we talked about this Veritas team playing at their own pace, playing under control, and that has changed these last couple of possessions. There it's Valencia getting going a little bit too fast. It was getting late into the shot clock, the possession before that, forcing them to rush, forcing them to play quickly, and that leads to another turnover, and it's been Legacy's benefit.
Rembert to Hansen off the double screen. Not able to find some space. Rembert again, dishes down low with some space underneath. Grant has a shot contested at the rim, and it's taken away by Nagy. Good defense. Here's Soki across the timeline. Gives it to Paleo. Paleo downhill, back outside. Nagy left alone. He can hit these. He doesn't hit that one. It's taken away by Christian. Back across the timeline with Rembert. Back up top to Destin Christian. He gives it to Cole Hansen, the Wisconsin native. Double teamed on the baseline. Back up top to Christian. Shot clock down to 15. About 30 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Rembert driving. Stutter steps, dishes underneath. Nobody home off the body of Nagy, though. It'll stay with Legacy.
And Christian starting to make an impact going both ways, really, for this Legacy team. Scored those 7 quick points there in succession, and now he's quickly become someone that this Veritas team has to worry about. And with him in at the 5, he's able to pull Sumare away from the basket as well.
This is Rembert with 3 to shoot. The lefty fires, can't get it to go. The rebound pulled down inside by Sumare, and a foul now in the backcourt as Hansen was trying to poke the ball away quickly. 16 seconds left to play in the first quarter. We'll see if Veritas will hold for the final shot. They'll get a substitute in. Andy Gamay will come into the game. And Travell Bryson will re-enter for Legacy. 16 seconds left. Cameron Williams, the junior, in to run the point. 10 seconds left to play in this first quarter. What can Williams find? He's guarded by Bryson. Williams spinning in the lane, puts up the floater, got it to go. Awkward shot. Those 2 points count. It's 21-16 as we've ended the first quarter. Travell Bryson is our Chipotle Spotlight Player of the Game. Let's take a look at what is Travell's go-to Chipotle order. And Daniel, I think you're a fan of this one.
Yeah, he goes half chicken, half steak. Frankly, I need to talk to Travell after this game because this is dangerously close to my own order. It's half chicken, half steak, black beans, brown rice, queso, lettuce, corn. Now, personally,
he lost me with the corn. I'm out on that.
You're not a corn guy. All right, that's fine. But personally, I'm throwing some kind of salsa in there, get a little bit of spice into the mix. But this is dangerously close to my own personal order. Hats off to Travell Bryson, and some applause from over here at our broadcast position.
Yeah, I could go for
one
one of those right now, certainly. I know that queso costs extra. We're going to have to get some of these prep high school NIL deals happening soon so we can just beef up these Chipotle orders. And, of course, we appreciate them for being a sponsor. Real ingredients, real flavors, Chipotle for real. Also brought to you by Nike Only Basketballs. We begin the second quarter. Like you mentioned, early signs that Veritas had a chance to run this Legacy team off the floor, but Daniel, Legacy and the Lions got a couple of key stops. They look a lot better in the half court.
You're right, and if you were B.J. Jackson and somebody told you before the game that in the first quarter T.J. Copeland picked up 2 fouls and didn't score, you would think that you had a chance to potentially be out of this game already, but it was Destin Christian stepping up, and now it's Cole Hansen stepping up to knock down a tough jumper and make this a one-possession ball game.
Yeah, you couldn't make a tougher shot than Hansen just made. Cameron Williams now gives the ball. We've got a new face in the game. A couple new faces in the game for Veritas as they work the ball around the perimeter. Nagy wants to put the ball on the floor, and an acrobatic finish for the 6'9" senior up to 7 points.
Nagy, that skilled guy at the 4 that a lot of teams are targeting now at the college level, even the ability to put the ball on the floor and attack a closeout like that. We've already seen him knock down a 3, and it's something that Legacy has to worry about. That allows him to find a lane into the paint.
Bryson had it knocked free for a moment, gives it back to the capable hands of Hansen, back across to Kylan King. King steps into a 14-footer, no good offside iron. Hansen is there, and he should be fouled. It looks as though he was fouled trying to go up for that offensive rebound. So 23-18, we played just over a minute of the second quarter. That foul against Nagy is just the first one he committed. Hansen's he's got that James Worthy ability to get off his feet before the defense. He's going to be rewarded here with a couple of free throws.
Yeah, they're going to say he was attempting to tip that back in as he went up and was fouled. So Hansen has made an impact in the handful of minutes that he's gotten here, and a guy that came to Legacy Early College originally from the state of Wisconsin and is still a guy that's kind of on the rise. Has some interest from a couple of Division I programs, the ones namely Princeton, Cal Poly, and then Iowa is the one that sticks out in that list, obviously. No offers from that group yet, but again, Hansen, a guy that you can see why some of these programs would be interested in. A gritty guy that can do the dirty work for you at 6'4", but also has the ability to knock down a tough jumper.
Just a couple of free throws there. Cameron Williams comes away with the basketball, the Greenville, South Carolina native. Feeds it into the high post for Samari as he scans for options away from the ball. Here's Gamay. Gamay puts the ball in his right hand. Knocked over, forces up a floater, can't get it to go, it's long, and T.J. Copeland's come back into the game. He pulls down that rebound. Rembert in transition. He's fouled on his way to the rim. We'll see if there's some shots incoming here. It should be on the floor, but we'll wait and see. Rembert there from coast to coast saw an opportunity to pick up a quick foul.
Man, he goes up the floor just in a blur, doesn't he? And they are going to give him a couple of shots here. Reaching in was Kawhi Deng on that play, and Rembert, a guy that has some college opportunities in front of him, going to head to Cincinnati as a preferred walk-on. But Wes Miller, a guy that himself was a walk-on at the University of North Carolina and played his way into having a role for the Tar Heels, I'm sure has some respect for a walk-on that can play his way into a role, and certainly that's what J.J. Rembert's going to try to do with the Bearcats next year.
Splits the free throws. It's a 4-point game. Veritas still with possession of this 2-possession lead. Andy Gamay, the native of the Philippines, with the basketball now. He gives it to Kawhi Deng, a native of Australia. Again, a significant international flavor on this Veritas team. Driving downhill now, the ball knocked free. Copeland has it underneath the basket and comes up with a steal for Legacy. Across the timeline, they've got numbers. Firing up, Bryson from three, and our Chipotle player of the game buries that shot and has brought him within one.
Wondering if Travell Bryson's college decision's been swayed a little bit recently. He's got an offer from Chicago State. They just knocked off number 25 Northwestern last night.
This is Cameron Williams with the basketball, looking for a screen. He drives to the rim, turned away, passes up top to Shoki. Another deep three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebounded inside, and a foul is committed as it looked like Dang was trying to go over the back of Destin Christian. So the ball back to Legacy. You got to look at the back of the jersey, by the way, of who I thought was Gamay. I think that's Christopher Maldonado. I think there is just the slightest bit of space between those two ones to make it an 11 and not a 1. I've never seen anything like that before, so my apologies. Here's Legacy early with the basketball here. Up top, this is Copeland, left alone, has some space, wants to take it, and he hits. Big shot from Copeland, they call it a long two. This is Dang, now throwing to the right side to Williams. Back up top, penetrating, Soki, turned away. Keeps the possession going. Williams now to the rim, puts it in the left hand, can't finish through the contact. The ball's loose underneath the rim, a couple of big bodies on it, and it's Legacy that comes away with possession. Shackleton now skips a pass in the corner for Bryson, wants another three, can't get it, and rebounded, a foul underneath. It looks like we're staying here because Copeland got upended. He's laying in a heap underneath the rim.
TJ Copeland's taking a beating the last few possessions up and down the floor.
So take a look at this on our monitor. Again,
Sure.
They had it here for just a second. We have to get the executive decision as to whether or not that's a 1 or 11 because I can see a case to be made for both.
I'm seeing a clear 11 on the bench as Andy Gamay has gone and sat down next to Christopher Maldonado,
Okay.
who there's a clear space, and the numbers on the jerseys for Veritas causing a little bit of confusion. There's some white piping inside the number on all of the numbers, and I think that's what's caused the consternation here.
Here's a mid-range jumper by Shackleton. It's no good, but an offensive rebound pulled down by Christian. Gets the shot to go, count the basket. Some muscle buckets there from Destin Christian, who's a free throw away from entering double digits.
Destin Christian really been the standout guy here to start this game for Legacy Early College. We expected TJ Copeland to be able to go in there and assert his will on the glass, but instead it's been Christian in his stead, with Copeland dealing with a little bit of foul trouble, not necessarily able to be as aggressive as he would like to be, that's been stepping into that role and scoring the ball.
Another offensive rebound. The shot no good by King at the rim, and finally Veritas is able to come away with possession. They throw it down the floor to Williams. Williams slows things up as he gives it back to Palaio. Palaio wants to penetrate. Maybe got away with a step there, but he missed the shot. He pokes the ball free in transition. Veritas has it back. Just some frenetic hands and defense for either team. Cameron Williams, the Greenville, South Carolina native, will set up the offense. Bounces it to Palaio. Well, they pulled the chair out from underneath him. King comes up with a steal. King races ahead of the pack, spins in transition with the left hand and scores. That's going to prompt a whistle and a timeout, as Legacy has completely turned this game on its head and have grown up to a 5-point lead.
And Legacy, again, came out so slow to start this game. And this is one of the best scoring teams in the EYBL Scholastic this year. They came out incredibly slow against this Veritas team that it seemed like was able to do whatever they wanted in the half court. But it's completely turned around, and it's just been a high motor team so far for Legacy that has gotten them back into this. It's been Christian making plays. It's been guys like Kylan King coming up with those loose balls, coming up with those 50-50 balls, and it's put them in an opportunity. Now if they can hold on for the last just under 4 minutes of this first half, they can take a lead into the half, which you've got to be happy with given the way that you started.
Well, it's events like this EYBL event here that we have at Garrett College. You look at Legacy as a team. They've got the 4-star there in TJ Copeland, but a lot of guys on this roster sheet, Daniel, that don't have a lot of offers. It's performances in games like these that can really get some college coaches' attention and grow those rankings next year.
There's a ton of eyes on events like this, and it's those opportunities that can get a guy who's a senior a late offer to get that next opportunity, or a guy who's a junior, the offer that launches them into the stratosphere when it comes to recruiting.
Speaking of launching, Soki just hit his third three of the game. He's up to 11 points, and that stops some of the bleeding as Veritas gets a key bucket. Legacy leading by 2. Shackleton trying to get away from Palaio, instead uses up his dribble. Copeland has the positioning inside. Power dribbles, put it on the deck, and it looks as though he traveled, turned the ball over.
It's been a frustrating start, to say the least, for Copeland to this point. Picked up those 2 quick fouls, has not been able to get much space on the inside. Early on, he was dealing with Pablo Sumare on the inside, who has quite a bit of heft to him. And then now dealing with Nagy, who's a little bit quicker but has a little more length. It's been a tough act so far for TJ Copeland to get going.
Backcourt violation. Palaio a little loose with the handle there to give it back to Legacy. Leading 28-26. 3 minutes left to play here in our opening half. In the first game we played today, Brewster Academy hanging on to beat Bishop O'Connell 59-58. And this has the makings of another competitive contest. The second of 3 games League Ready TV is broadcasting today. Here's Shackleton spinning through the lane, and a lot of contact's going to earn him a trip to the line. Shot no good, but he's shooting 2.
And Shackleton, a guy that has run the show pretty well so far for this team from Legacy Early College. And he hasn't been able to get the shot going so far. He's had a couple of opportunities off the bounce. But now, get to the line, get yourself in rhythm, and maybe provide yourself more opportunity to get rolling.
He makes that first free throw. Or rather, my apologies. The lid stays on the rim for him, the Palm Beach, Florida native. 6'3", 190-pound senior. Next shot up, and that one is a friendly roll for Shackleton. 29-26, 3 minutes left to play. Palaio across the timeline. Again, that frenetic pace is forced by Shackleton. Back to Palaio on the left wing. What a great find up top, and this shot is up and in. And a big made shot there for Veritas to, again, stop some of the bleeding. That was Damari Davis that hit the shot. Entry pass now to Copeland. Copeland skips a pass to the corner, and a great head fake, rising to the rim, and being fouled as Kylan King just about put somebody on SportsCenter there.
And Kylan King, a guy that is impressed, and we talked about guys that can come into an event like this and have opportunities to build that stock. King, a senior this year, has some interest from some Division I schools, but his only offer right now, Cal State San Marcos, which is a Division II program. He's really impressed me so far with his athleticism going to the rim and his ability to create some opportunities from his defense.
Tied at 29 points apiece, and that tie is broken by King, 1 of 2 from the line. 30-29, Veritas again on the back foot, trailing by a point. Shackleton continuing to guard Palaio the entire length of the floor. Great in and out dribble by Palaio, goes to the floater, got it to go through the contact. His first field goal is an impressive one. He'll go to the line.
And again, we talked about it before. Palaio plays with such a controlled energy to his game. He's always moving forward, always putting pressure on the defense, but he's never out of control. And that's the key there. Shackleton just trying to fight back around. He never thought that Palaio was going to let that shot go, and it leads to an and one opportunity.
Palaio misses his first free throw of the game. Copeland pulls it down. Now Rembert for Legacy. Legacy trailing by a point. 2 minutes left to play in the half. Rembert wants to go, and it's an illegal screen that got him that space. We're going the other way.
They officially say that's the second on TJ Copeland, so my apologies for a mistake on the scorebook earlier. But still, that's 2 fouls on a guy that, for Legacy, you're counting on to make plays.
Whistle on the stoppage. It looks as though we're going to have to reset the clock here. Veritas leading 31-30. Veritas, the program from Seal Beach, California, and the South Carolina native Lions of Legacy Early College. Luke Wiggs and Daniel Woods with you here, League Ready TV. Excited to bring another competitive basketball game, at least for the first 2 quarters that we've seen so far. Palaio, the hesitation, and is again going to go to the free throw line. Missed that shot at the rim, but the body control. You know, you talk about quick guards, and it's not just the ability, Daniel, to be fast, but to change speeds at a high rate of pace and have the ability to slither around defenders like that.
And that's the thing that stands out the most with him. It's not the speed. He's an incredibly fast player with the ball in his hands, but it's his ability to be shifty and to use those dribble moves in concert with his speed and his quickness that is so impressive, and what allows him to get downhill. We talked about it before. He's an extremely sudden player. That shot before that led to the and one, I don't think there was a single defender on the floor for Legacy that thought he was going to take that shot, and I don't think that was the case on this last possession either when it came to his decision to use that hesitation move to go to the basket again.
Now 5 of 7 from the charity stripe in this game, Palaio. Here's Christian, left side now to Cole Hansen. As he works it up top to Rembert. Christian comes to set the screen. Rembert, a blur underneath the rim, but an errant pass as he was trying to link up with Hansen and just let him too far out of the corner.
Now this is an opportunity here for Veritas to take that momentum back, because it was Legacy for so much of the middle portion of this first half, and now Veritas has started to build some momentum, started to get some stops.
Contested three is no good by Davis, rebounded by Legacy. Rembert, about 80 seconds left to play here in the first half. Looking for something away from the ball. This is Grant. Now he gives it to King. King again elevates with the left, can't finish. Rebounded by Nagy, has it poked free. King comes up with the basketball, goes right at Nagy, alters his shot, but King gets it back. He's able to score. The determination there from Kylan King. Under a minute now in our opening half. Palaio trying to get away from Rembert. Driving in the lane, 3 gray jerseys there to greet him. He passes out for the perimeter. The catch and shoot three is up and in by Damari Davis. Now ahead to Hansen. Legacy thought they had a chance to go 2 for one. Unable to do so instead. Here's Hansen. Hansen double team. Back up top, he works the basketball for Christian. Christian with 15 to shoot. Drives the lane. Fades away, can't get it to go. Nagy pulls it down. We'll see if this will be the final shot. Oh, we're going to have a foul on the backcourt as Rembert bumped hips that time with Palaio. 23 seconds left to play in the first half. Palaio will bring it across the timeline. Palaio taking his time, 10 seconds left to play. It's King to greet him. Palaio going downhill to the rim. Palaio up with the right, score the basket. Again, he's going back to the free throw line. Zion Palaio, a masterclass there at the guard position.
And again, it's that suddenness, that shiftiness that allows him to get into the lane. He's quick, he's fast, but he's not the best athlete on the floor by any means. He's not a guy that's just absolutely going to blow by you because he's that much faster than you. It's the speed that he possesses, like I said before, in concert with his shiftiness on the ball and his control of that ball. It's on a string for this guy, and it's been really impressive to watch.
Palaio makes the free throw, 6-point game, 5 seconds left to play. Rembert across the timeline. Rembert wants to go coast to coast, hangs in the air, layup no good as it's tipped out of bounds. It'll be 38-32 at the half here at Garrett College. Watching this EYBL Scholastic event on League Ready TV, brought to you by Nike EYBL Scholastic. Welcome back. Nike EYBL Scholastic is brought to you by Nike. Only basketball, and by Chipotle. Real ingredients, real flavors. Chipotle for real. It is Luke Wiggs and Daniel Woods hanging out with you here at Garrett College as we're just a couple of moments away from getting the second half underway. And it is Veritas that possesses a 6-point advantage, 38-32 against Legacy College. We appreciate you making us a part of your Thursday as it's Veritas basketball to begin this second half. Aram Soki has hit a couple of key threes early on for the Titans. He has possession of it as he floats it out top to another impressive guard in Paleo. Soki looking to force the issue. Contested jumper's no good, and it's rebounded by Destin Christian. Christian ahead to Adrian Shackleton. Shackleton ahead to Copeland. The 4-star on this Legacy team struggling to get going early. Underneath the rim. No good on that shot by Christian. It's rebounded by Soki. Back the other way come the Titans. Soki in transition, steps into a deep one. He's not going to be able to get the friendly bounce. Offensive rebound is put up and in by Andrew Nagy, who continues to impress.
Nagy's been solid on the glass as well as being able to spread the floor for this team. And again, Sumari, the one that keeps that rebound alive, battling Copeland in there. He's done a heck of a job going up against the 4-star prospect.
Yeah, King had him on skates there for a moment, and he misses that shot. And it's taken away by Veritas. Soki cut off by Shackleton in transition. Has 11 points today. Here's Paleo. Back up top to Nagy. They work the ball around the perimeter. Mena on the baseline is fouled trying to go to the rim. So an 8-point advantage for Veritas. That foul on Christian is his first. Inbounds right to Nagy, who catches a body on his way to the rim. Oh my goodness, Nagy throws it down with authority and with 2 hands. He took flight.
That's just full momentum of 6'9", 220 pounds, all going towards the rim in complete fluidity. And Nagy just, you didn't expect that kind of vertical pop right off of 2 steps like that, but he gets up and puts it down.
Legacy looking for a quick answer, can't find it. Paleo across the timeline. Veritas looking to build on a 10-point lead. Using up the dribble. They give it to Sumari. Sumari working on Copeland. Hands it back off. This ball is tipped out of bounds. Good hands there by Hansen to poke it away from Soki. Although the ball will stay with the Titans. Paleo to inbound. And Bryson, 6'4" on the ball. It's a tough pass to get in, but they find it to Nagy, and he buries the 3. Well, he jammed it with 2 hands, and then he steps out and hits the triple.
Yeah, again, we've seen the 2 sides of Andrew Nagy on back-to-back possessions off of back-to-back baseline out of bounds. That's the kind of guy that you can start to build around when you're stretching a lead out like this.
Turning to the rim, Copeland has the ball knocked free, and he's fouled on his way up to the rack, so he's going to be shooting a couple of free throws.
Yeah, you can hear the slap that came down on Copeland's wrist, and that call will go against Paleo. That'll be his second. But you can see, even though Copeland hasn't scored yet, the kind of gravity that he has on the floor, they let him go one-on-one with Sumari, but all other 4 sets of eyes on the floor immediately turned their attention to the ball once Copeland had it in his hands.
Free throw by Copeland, up and good. He's up to 5 points on the night. The 4-star holding an impressive offer sheet. Schools like LaSalle, Seton Hall, St. John's. Misses the next free throw. It's pulled down inside by Sumari. Paleo the other way. Veritas looking to defend this 12-point lead. Maybe add to it a little here. Shackleton feels the screen from Nagy. Paleo using it to the right side. Paleo hesitating in the lane. Flips it back out to Nagy. Nearly threw it out of bounds. Paleo back up to Nagy on the pick and fade, fires another triple, and buries another triple.
That's 10 second half points for Andrew Nagy. He's really coming alive. We saw the flashes in the first half, but they're playing through him, and it's paying off.
He's up to 17 points on the other end. Shackleton left it short. It's an air ball. They try to save it in bounds and do so to Sumari. He throws it ahead. They lob it ahead to Nagy. Elevates, and this time he's just going to settle with a pretty emphatic 2. Again, just a physical bucket by Andrew Nagy, now up to 19 points. I thought we were going to have another contact dunk by the center. Here's Copeland. What can he do on the other end? Steps into a baseline 15-footer, no good. Tipped up. Veritas has it again, leading by 17. Soki ahead to Copeland. Around there, Palaio. Palaio gets downhill. Palaio drives the contact, and he's got a couple of free throws incoming. Foul committed by Cole Hansen. So the second charge to Hansen. And Palaio has 10 points, looks to add to it here. He's in double figures. Aram Soki's in double figures, and of course Nagy up to 19 and has eclipsed that mark as well. First free throw up and in.
And I think the most impressive thing about what Nagy has done to this point is he hasn't had to play outside himself to get these opportunities, and that's what stands out about a player when you're looking at what they can provide at the next level. If you've got a guy that can go out and get 30 points on 25 shots, then so be it. But for a guy like Nagy that knows what he's capable of, has the opportunity to knock down an open shot from the perimeter, and is going to go work hard on the glass, create his own opportunities like that, that's what you want to see when it comes to efficiency.
Remember, it skips a pass through the hands of Hansen and out of bounds. It went through Grant's hands and Hansen's hands on its way out of bounds. And back to Veritas, leading by 18. They get the gift there from Legacy. As Damari Davis checks back in, the native of Nassau in the Bahamas. Again, that significant international flavor for Veritas. It's Cameron Williams that'll bring the ball into the front court. Now to Palaio. Palaio. Now to Soki. Soki looking for some space. He thinks he found it, but the shot's no good. Offensive rebound. Nagy is having himself a heck of a game. Picks it back outside. Palaio for three. It's no good. And rebounded by Bryson.
Tell you what, you got to respect the confidence in the shot from Aram Soki. He's stepping into some tough shots. Not all of them going down, but he has not been fazed at all by the ones that haven't gone in.
Destin Christian going to the rim is fouled. A couple of free throws incoming for him. Atlanta, Georgia native. Christian 6'6", 220 pounds, and that was probably a couple of Chipotle Bowls ago. A couple of bigger bodies on this team for both teams. As the free throws up and in. And Christian in double figures.
And he's the guy that stood out to me the most for this Legacy team to this point. Copeland's the one with the headlines, with the offers, but it's been Christian that's really gotten the offense going, and he's just done it in an interesting way. He's not a guy that's throwing up a bunch of threes. He's not a dominant presence on the inside. He's not an elite blow-by athlete. He's just skilled, and he knows how to use his strength to get to the rim.
Here's Williams. Up top, they work it to Davis. Wants the triple. He's got another one. Damari Davis has found some success with that shot. That's his third three, make it 54-35.
You already know a guy standing 6'10" with that kind of jump shot's dangerous.
All the way to the rim, an easy layup for Destin Christian. That's going to prompt the timeout by Legacy as they want to talk things over. You know, offensively, still in rhythm. And like you said, you like what you see from Destin Christian, but they've given up some pretty open looks to Veritas on the defensive side of the floor.
You're right. And as this game goes on, we're starting to see guys put their stamp on this basketball game. The third three for Davis right here. Again, 6'10", 205, making things happen. And then the exclamation point of what we've seen all game, Andrew Nagy goes up and brings it down with both hands.
That looked like a business decision there from Christian. I think he wanted to get out of the way of that one. And I can't blame him.
Like I said before, we saw the flashes from Nagy in the first half, but not really the fully realized version of what he is. And now 12 points in this third quarter, and it jumps off the page right away with this Veritas team. Just exactly what they're able to do once he gets rolling. Got some pressure applied here by Legacy. Broken well. Nagy wide open for three. Can't get that one. Rebounded by Destin Christian. He clears ahead to Rembert, ahead to Hansen. Hansen's got a lane to the rim. A lot of contact. He's going to be shooting two as he's fouled by Damari Davis. The second foul on Davis. Keep an eye on the
foul trouble for either team. As Nagy's out there with 2 fouls right now, along with Davis. And Palaio as well for Veritas. Hansen makes the first free throw.
And the difference here with this Veritas team, and it's something we talked about early on, the depth that they have in the front court is just astounding compared to what Legacy has on the other side. They send TJ Copeland to the bench and bring Gabe Grant on, and that's really all that they have in terms of true bigs. You've got Christian at 6'6", who at 220 pounds has some heft to him, but he's more of a wing. Veritas has the luxury of, just moments ago, being able to take Nagy off the floor along with Davis and bring in 2 guys the same size.
Catch and shoot 3 again is good by Aron Soki. He makes it 57-39. 2:40 left to play here, third quarter. Another made triple is the 4th of the game for Soki. Now to Hansen on the perimeter. It's Aram there to greet him. They bounce it to the corner, and a foul committed by Veritas' Kawhi Dang. You know, we got another look at that Damari Davis 3 a couple of moments ago, and you mentioned being able to shoot the ball at that size. That's a good-looking jump shot for 6'10".
It's clean. He gets it away quick. He gets it away without a lot of wasted motion. And again, so many times you're going to have a situation where a guy that size is going to step out, catch, and a lot of big guys, even if it's a clean release, takes some time to load into it. That's not the case at all with Damari Davis. With a guy that size, so often there's so many moving pieces with long arms and legs, but he gets it away really fluidly.
Rembert gives it to Hansen off the screen. Soki, good defense. Entry pass to Copeland is tipped out of bounds. Good defense by Samari to deny the inbounds pass there. And they've denied a lot of TJ Copeland tonight.
And Samari hasn't done a lot offensively in this game, but he has certainly gone in there and battled in the paint with TJ Copeland and done a great job of not giving him anything easy.
There's Christian spinning, forcing one up with the right. He's going to earn a couple of free throws there. Late whistle, but I think it was the right call there. A lot of contact on Christian, who's doing everything he can to buoy this Legacy team offensively. He's going back to the line.
And again, another play right there, like what I've talked about as this game's gone on for Christian. He's got great footwork getting into the lane. He's got a tight handle for a guy of that size, and it allows him to just find those seams and step through defenders instead of really having to blow by them, and it gives him another opportunity here at the line.
Make by Destin up to 14 points. Lead trimmed down to 17. You've seen Legacy go to that press, and you'd expect to see the same here after a made free throw. It's a miss. An offensive rebound, though, by Christian. Clears out to Rembert. Now to Hansen. Launches a 3, and he can't get it to go. Offensive rebound underneath, and put back up and in by Kylan King. And now the pressure by Legacy. Palaio ahead to Dang. Dang in no man's land. Nearly a backcourt violation. Palaio's able to break the press. Back to Dang. He wants to penetrate. Puts the ball in his left, can't get it to go. And it's tipped around, taken away by Legacy. Ahead to Hansen. Hansen drives the left side baseline. Underneath, goes to the rim. Score the basket. The hoop and the harm. He's going to be shooting a free throw. Hansen with an energy play there, getting down the floor behind the defense.
And again, just another play where Hansen pushes the pace. It's an effort play for him to send that up the sideline. And again, he just is a gritty guard that's going to defend on one end and do what it takes to get the job done on offense. And again, it leads to a three-point play here like we saw in the first half.
Lead down to 12 for Palaio. That was his third foul. They're keeping him on the floor. Nagy has it across the court, back to Palaio. He's got 11 tonight. He gives it across to Kawhi Dang. Dang, now it's Mena who's back into the game. Mena hands it off to Nagy in the corner. Back up top to Soki. 6 to shoot. He looks to penetrate, fades away. Offensive foul. He pushed off of Rembert with that right forearm and turns the ball over. So you've got an opportunity now for Legacy, who again was starting to show some signs of wear and tear, to make this a single-digit lead on this possession. Not going away quietly. Rembert now to Hansen between the circles. Hansen, we'll see if he has the hot hand. As he takes Soki into the lane, spins on his left. He traveled before he made that shot.
Just picked that pivot foot up a little bit too early. It was a tough shot that he got to go. And again, if he keeps that pivot foot down a little bit longer, then I think that they let that one go. But just too blatant coming through there and switching his pivot foot as he took the ball to the rim.
Just another example of that front court depth as Jafet Valencia comes into the game for Veritas, leading by 12. Palacios, tried to find Nagy in the corner, but he had cut to the basket. It goes out of bounds, and another turnover.
And again, an opportunity for Legacy right here. They trailed by as much as 17, and now a chance to bring it back within 10, closing in on the end of the third.
Entry pass to Copeland, turns with the right, can't finish, gets his miss, goes to the left, and he's able to find some success there. TJ Copeland up to 7 points. Now it's a 10-point game. Still the pressure applied by Legacy. Valencia now ahead to Soki. Now to Paleo, who resets the offense. About 9 seconds difference between shot clock and game clock. Paleo taking his time. Rejects the Nagy screen. Steps back from three. The shot is up, no good. Offensive rebound pulled down inside. Valencia lost it out of bounds, and it's going to Legacy. They've got 13 seconds, plenty of time to get a quality look here.
Chance at a huge momentum swing now going into the fourth. If you can get a bucket here, bring it down into single digits after you were trailing by 17 not very long ago, then you have to say that the momentum would be firmly in the hands of Legacy going into the fourth.
Rembert, as he taps the top of his head, he wants to go downhill. 7 to shoot. Passes across to Christian. Christian turned it over. 4 seconds left to play. Ahead to Mena. Mena wants to fire it up at the buzzer. It's no good. Off the backboard. 57-47 our score. We played 3, but you have to say Legacy gave us a lot of optimism going into the fourth quarter, Daniel, that we're going to have back-to-back competitive games.
You're absolutely right. This one looked like it was about to get out of hand, and just at that point, it's just gritty plays from Legacy that have kept them in this game. We've talked about it with Destin Christian and Cole Hansen, and really even TJ Copeland, who's the marquee guy on this team when it comes to the recruiting rankings. That's his game as well. If this Legacy team can lock up on the defensive end, continue to get stops like they started to at the end of the fourth, then they very well could find themselves right in a dogfight when this one comes to an end.
Let's turn the conversation back to Veritas for a second, the team that's leading 57-47. And you've got a really capable and put-together roster when you've got a backcourt like Paleo, who's such a capable ball handler, facilitator, Soki, a capable shooter at the 2, and then you mix that up with a versatile big like Nagy. When you've got good guard play and a really solid center and just a healthy diet of guys that you can rotate on the wings, that makes you tough to beat night in and night out.
It's hard to beat, absolutely. Paleo is a guy that we've seen plenty of times score, get his own shot in this game, but at the same time, he does a great job setting up his teammates. He's gotten Soki some great looks from 3. He's gotten Nagy a couple of strong opportunities from distance, as well as that dunk where he was able to bring that one down off the inbounds play. Again, that core for this Veritas team, they play off each other really well as well, which I think is a big thing here. And even when Cameron Williams comes off the bench to run that second unit, it is like watching Paleo out there in terms of distribution.
It's Legacy ball, trailing by 10 as we begin the fourth quarter. Copeland looking for space on the baseline. Now to Rembert, fires the 3. It's no good. It's tipped through the hands of Nagy. King has it. He lays it up. He can't get it to go either. It's knocked out of bounds, but it'll stay with Legacy. An offensive rebound is going to be key in the remainder of this game as well. Kylan King's been very active on the glass.
He's done a great job going to the basket when that shot goes up, and he's got a great vertical. And if you don't box this guy out, he's going to out-jump you and go get the ball.
Rembert picked up by Williams. He enters it into the high post for Copeland. Back to Rembert on the dribble handoff. He goes to the rim through the trees. He's fouled. He's going to go to the free throw line and shoot 2. It's always fun to watch how capable the fastest player on the floor can be, and I think that's the case for Rembert. You know, Paleo may have a case to that as well. And we talked about change of direction and that burst of speed earlier, but at the end of the day, when your first step is quicker than anybody else's, it's fun to watch Rembert, only 5'11", get to the rim and have the confidence to take it at those bigs.
You're right, and Again, that quick first step does so much for a guy of that size. If you can get around your defender to start, then that opens up a lot of opportunities. It opens up the bag, so to speak, when it comes to what you can do finishing at the rim, rather than having someone that's 3-4 inches taller than you just standing between you and the basket.
9-point game, Veritas basketball, just over 7 minutes left to play. Floater by Williams in the lane, no good. Pulled down by Christian. Ahead to Rembert, and ahead of the pack, launching up a three, an awkward three, but it counts just the same. Travell Bryson let that ball go. It looked like it was behind his head, and now we've got a whistle and a timeout. Legacy has trimmed it down to a 5-point lead after a big shot by Bryson.
And Travell Bryson, we saw him do that one other time in the first half. They kick it ahead to him, get him in behind everybody, and it's a wide open look from distance. And just like that, we went from
looked like a trebuchet there.
We went from, hey, maybe they can get this down around 10 to end the third quarter. And then that's what they did. And then it was, okay, come out, keep that momentum going, trim it down into single digits, and make something happen in the final minutes. They've got it down to 5. This is anybody's game now with 7 minutes to play.
You think they keep the press on?
I think you have to. I think just speeding this Veritas team up alone, you don't even have to come up with any steals off of it. If you can speed Veritas up, not let them get the ball moving around in the half court, it's beneficial to you because you're just getting the ball back quicker. And a lot of times we've seen this Veritas team take some ill-advised shots because they get moving too fast. We talked about the shooting confidence of Soki earlier. That's a great thing to have, but he's taken some bad shots in this game so far, and it's come back to bite Veritas when it has happened.
Andrew Nagy had the ball for just a second. Now up top to Soki. Around the perimeter now to Cameron Williams, the Greenville, South Carolina product. Soki wants to take another triple, and he got another one. My goodness. He's got limitless range. Rembert on the other side of the floor has the ball knocked away. It's going to stay with Legacy.
Veritas trying to make a case. A couple of guys in there trying to say it went off of Rembert's leg and out of bounds. But the official right there, Johnny on the spot to make the call.
Copeland off the inbound, across to Christian, driving downhill, goes to the left, and good defense inside by Davis. We got a foul on a putback attempt, no good, but free throws incoming.
That's just, again, raw power from TJ Copeland going to the glass like that, coming in behind Andrew Nagy and just ripping it away from him. You see him right there, 6'9", 240. He cuts an impressive figure out on the floor. You see why this guy is so coveted in his ability to go to the glass and make plays.
That was the third foul on Nagy. And it's interesting, when you're big like Copeland, you know, for a lot of guards that aren't point guards, if you're not getting yours in the game, it can really be frustrating. But when you're as big as TJ Copeland, you're not getting the touches, not having the performance that you like. At the end of the day, you're built like a freeway overpass, and you can get to the rim and pull down some offensive rebounds and be as a physical presence as he's been over these last couple of minutes as he's made it a 7-point game.
That's the thing with a guy that can score in the way that he does. If you're not getting touches, then you can go create your own touches, just like you said with the offense.
Big three again. Damari Davis has got 12 points. They've all come from beyond the arc. That makes it 63-53. Every time Legacy inches closer, Veritas moves that finish line a couple feet back. Here's a deflected ball. And great hands here on the sideline by a member of our broadcast team. There was good hands there by Soki to force the deflection, although it's staying with Legacy. Thought I was going to have to make a play there. Six minutes left, fourth quarter. Copeland back to the basket. Now to the speedy Rembert, looking for a screen across. They work it to Hansen. Now to Copeland's got the positioning he wants. Hesitates, drops back to a foot and misses that shot. Off the side of the backboard. Paleo clears the other one. Veritas looking for some quality time killing possessions. Paleos wants to isolate. Hansen the one to guard him. Up top to Davis. Davis trying to get it back to Paleo and does so. The guard looking for separation. Davis again, another screen. 10 to shoot. Paleo going to the rack. Puts it up with the right hand and scores over the shoulder. Back to a 12-point game.
Paleo so controlled going to the basket. Again, he keeps his shoulders square there and just lets his arms essentially make the change to put that in.
Nagy just about rocked the rim. He goes down and dunks it just for fun. But a foul called on him. And if I'm correct, that's his fourth. It is. And we'll see whether or not Veritas is going to keep him in the game. The decision to be made for George Zidane of this Titans program. Leading by 12. He's going to keep one of his leading scorers out there. Catch and shoot three is good by Destin Christian. Continues to have himself a heck of a night.
You can't ask for a better effort to keep you in the game than what you've gotten from Destin Christian so far.
He's up to 17 points. Attacking now, Williams clears out to Davis, wants another triple. He can't get this one. Offensive rebound, Nagy, and a timeout taken as George Zidane didn't like something that he saw in that possession. Probably didn't want a shot that early in the shot clock, and he's going to take a timeout after that rebound by Nagy. So again, more pieces starting to emerge here for this Veritas team, Daniel. We talk about Palaio and Soki in the backcourt. Nagy down low. Damari Davis at 6'10", it has just about limitless range. And the same can be said for Soki. He's hit a couple of shots from Preston County. I mean, there's a lot of different pieces you like about this Veritas team and the different ways they can attack in the offensive half of the floor.
It's difficult to not like what you see, and we talked about it early on. The plan of attack became pretty clear in a hurry. This team wanted to attack the basket. They wanted to get opportunities at the rim, and they wanted to use that to then open up space for some shots from behind the arc. And they've practiced that to a T. They've gotten some looks off the drive, guys like Palaio going to the hoop, a post-up opportunity here and there for a Sumare or a Nagy even, and then that has opened up those three-point shots for guys like Soki and Nagy and Davis to spread the floor a little bit more. So it's a really versatile attack. It stands out in the way that this team is able to attack you because there's so many ways that this team can attack you.
4:51 left in the fourth quarter. Veritas basketball, the adjustments to be made after that emphatic timeout taken. A change of the inbounds play here. They get it in quickly. Soki just wants to fire. Can't get that one to go. It's tipped around underneath the basket, and a ball is going to stay, forgive me, with Veritas as it was pulled down by Samari. And it's going to be an inbound underneath the basket. So another effort play from the big man from Veritas.
And again, Samari with just 2 points in this game, but I can't understate how impactful he's been just with his play in the paint. He's a physical presence that's gone up against TJ Copeland for the majority of this game, and he's battled with a guy that size with that much power as evenly as anybody that we've seen on the floor tonight.
Brief discussion by the officials. Keep it Veritas basketball. Samari touches it first after the inbound. Palaio off a screen now to Soki. Soki, defender on his back, forces up a shot, count it! They just get tougher and tougher for Soki. He continues to rise to the challenge.
That's just, I don't even know what to say about that one. That is just an absolute clinic in maintaining your shooting form through the contact. Soki, such a clean release up at the top at his height at 6'4". It's a high release in the first place, and he still keeps that right hand clean. He's taking contact on the left arm. There's no guide hand on that shot, and he just keeps it clean up top and puts it through.
Ball tipped out of bounds, last touch by Legacy. Soki representing Mexico for in 2023 at FIBA for the U16 team, a Rosarito, Mexico native. Mentioned 6'4", 185, good size for a two-guard. Having himself a great game. 67-56 the score. Legacy basketball. Bryson gets it into Copeland. Copeland needs to score in a hurry. He's turned away and gives it back out to Rembert. Rembert back to Copeland. He's insisting on getting his shot. He got it, but it rattles out. And then a foul as Nagy pulled down the rebound that should go against Destin Christian. And Copeland again really trying to insist his way back into the game. That's the second foul on Christian.
And again, we talked about it earlier, the potential frustration of a guy like Copeland not getting a lot of touches in the post. That is still going to build eventually. You can go to the offensive glass as much as you want, but when you're not getting opportunities to score, you're going to get frustrated.
Here's Palaio, sidesteps. He wants to take the triple. He got it. Palaio hits his first triple of the day, make it 70-56. Veritas starting to pull away. Legacy looking, Hansen skips a pass up top to Rembert. Reverses the ball over to Bryson. Bryson launches, banks, and what a shot! That's a Just an unbelievable shot. Left us speechless. It's our job to talk. 70-59. Why not?
I think you take away that shot from Soki, and Travell Bryson has hit the 3 most unlikely shots we've seen in this game.
Soki might have just heard you. He wants to take a contested shot of his own. He can't get it. It's rebounded by Copeland. Just over 3 minutes left to play. Again, you got to score quickly. Legacy driving underneath the basket. Rembert hooks a pass. It's knocked away. Picked out of the air by Nagy. And now it's Soki that runs the floor. Throws it down low to Nagy. Elevates, is able to score through the contact. He wanted the dunk. He'll settle for the layup and the free throw.
And again, Nagy just gets out and runs the floor so well, and these guards constantly have their eyes up for this team from Veritas. It was Soki that time, who again, we've seen as more of the shooter, the scorer, but he crosses half court. He knows he's got Andrew Nagy. He just needs to find him, and he puts it right on the spot.
And there's a lot of things I liked about that play. I mean, it was filled well, the lane by Nagy. And Soki, knowing he had to do just enough to get Copeland to come out and respect the fact that he could shoot the ball before delivering that pass. As he converts, Andrew Nagy up to 22 points in this impressive performance. We've still got 3 minutes of game time left, 73-59. Hansen driving, tough 2 at the free throw line, no good. Rebound tip, Nagy pulls it down. He's approaching a double-double. Cameron Williams nearly had the ball poked free. Veritas content to kill a couple of seconds before they get into their half-court offense. Soki looking for space. Nagy slipped that screen. He couldn't find it. Back up top to Paleo. 10 to shoot. Samari sets the screen. Paleo hesitating. He wants to take the step back. Why not? Big shot. Zion Paleo's hit a couple of fourth-quarter threes to put this game to bed. 76-59. Rembert up top. You need it. Christian fires, no good. It's rebounded by Samari. Veritas just overwhelming Legacy right now. Paleo up top to Soki. They keep the ball moving on the perimeter with Williams. Got around his defender, goes to the floater, left it short. Nagy pulls it down to the offensive glass, goes to the reverse and lays it in. What can't this man do? And now we've got a loose ball. Samari comes up with it, and a timeout taken by Veritas. As Paleos was about to bury a 3, they call the timeout. My goodness, everything's going their way here in the fourth quarter.
You cannot ask for more momentum than what Veritas has gotten in these last few minutes. And you sit here and you watch it, and we've talked about it all game. The way these pieces fit together on this Veritas roster, the way these guys play together is so impressive. And you've got just a high motor guy like Andrew Nagy going and making it happen on the glass. It's just plays like that have been the difference in this game. There's been a handful of times we've seen a Kylan King or a Destin Christian go make a play like that for Legacy, but it seems like every single time down the floor, Veritas has somebody that's sticking their neck out to get the ball.
It will be Veritas basketball. Minute 56 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Building this commanding 19-point lead by way of a 24-point performance from Nagy. 12 points out there by Damari Davis, and 19 points apiece for the backcourt mates in Paleos and Soki. Paleos with the basketball, guarded by Shackleton. Been the best on-ball defender in this game for Legacy, and he comes up with a steal here. Throws it down the floor for Hansen. Hansen races into the front court, lays it up with the right, can't get it to go. The rebound out of bounds, and will stay on this end of the floor.
Samari hadn't established himself back in bounds on that play, but a great job defensively here from Shackleton. Hansen not able to finish it, but it's the effect of Samari at the rim. He doesn't even jump. Hansen just knows that he's coming, and it affects his shot as he goes to the rim.
Well, you've got Samari out there, and he's built about the size of an NFL left tackle. So that would intimidate me too. They get it into Hansen. 100 seconds left to play. Catch and shoot 3, and this time Magic not for Bryson on that shot, but it's rebounded by Hansen. Underneath the rim, spins up top. Shackleton looking to drive to the rim with the left hand and some fancy footwork to give him 2 points. 80 seconds left to play now here in the fourth quarter. Veritas looking for this convincing victory. Downhill, Williams up top. Paleos wants to take a deep 3, and he got it again. Zion Paleos is up over 20 points. That's his 3rd triple of the quarter. Hansen Now driving Bryson. Extra pass to the corner to King. King wants to go to the rim, elevates, and he's fouled. And that was Davis making sure he doesn't get dunked on, or rather that was Samari. And King's going to go to the free throw line.
That's 5 on Samari, so a heck of an effort from him. It's not going to show up because he scored 2 points, but just a tremendous effort from him in taking TJ Copeland off the glass in this game. He affected a ton of shots at the rim as well. Again, you can't underscore how impactful of a 2-point performance it was for Pablo Samari.
First free throw missed by Kylan King. Victor Jonathan Avila, the Sonora, Mexico native, has checked into the game, and you can hear the approval from his teammates on the bench. As King makes the next free throw. 81-62. A couple of more possessions is all that separates Veritas from this victory. Cameron Williams into the front court. Gets around his defender. Nifty move. He tried to elevate, and it's knocked away at the rim. Gabe Grant fouling him there.
You got to appreciate the moxie of 6'2" Cameron Williams trying to put one down on 6'10" Gabe Grant, but he's still going to get 2 free throws out of it.
Ooh.
I mean, there was no doubt what he was trying to do, and there was no doubt that Gabe Grant was the only defender in the area. So that takes a ton of confidence, and frankly, I have a ton of respect for it.
Well, you talk about a ton of confidence for Cameron Williams, the Greenville, South Carolina native. He played for Southside High School before he moved over to Veritas and played as an 8th grader. So anybody that can play at that young of an age, you know, can play at a high level, as he looks to also play at the next level, making the free throw there. From coast to coast, a high layup off the glass is no good by Bryson. Tipped out to midcourt, volley for possession. It's poked away by Legacy. A little curly kneel there from King, and he just tingled his spine there as he missed the slam. Pass down the floor. Dang wants to wrap a pass into the corner. As this is Avila going to the rim. Avila can't finish, and his teammates really wanted to see him get involved. Ahead to Hansen, who flushes it in with 2 hands. Final seconds ticking down here. Just need to get the ball across the timeline, and they do so with Avila. The bench wants them to shoot, but they're just going to kill the remaining seconds off this 4th quarter clock. 82-64 will be the final score. A convincing performance by Veritas, with Nagy and Peleos both eclipsing that 20-point mark. And Daniel, your closing thoughts for an impressive offensive victory for Veritas and the Titans over Legacy today.
It was just a complete performance for this Veritas team. There was not a point in this game that they were not right there in it, and when the opportunity came to make that final run, they came out and made that final run and put their stamp on this game. Legacy made it interesting in that 4th quarter, making the run at the end of the 3rd, trimmed it all the way down to 5, but again, not enough juice to get this one finished, and Veritas just